Space has been a subject of interest for humans for centuries. There are several reasons why space exploration and the mysteries of the universe capture our imagination. Firstly, space is vast and unexplored, and it's natural for humans to want to explore the unknown. As we discover more about the universe, we gain new insights into the origins of the universe and our place in it. This knowledge can help us better understand our world and ourselves. Every so often, though, NASA captures a mysterious image that leaves us with more questions than answers. The mysterious aircraft seen in the background during Apollo 9. According to enthusiasts who investigate the unknown, during NASA's Apollo 9 mission, a picture was taken that allegedly shows a mysterious object above Earth. Those who've studied this phenomena have said that the photo is believed to be proof of advanced life forms visiting Earth. During a practice run for the historic moon landings, some enthusiasts have pointed out a small black triangle that appeared to be hovering among the clouds. The image has caused much intrigue and speculation among both researchers and casual observers alike. Apollo 9 was a manned space mission launched by NASA on March 3, 1969. The primary objective of the mission was to test the lunar module in Earth orbit to ensure it was ready for use on the Moon. It was the first crewed flight of the lunar module, which had been under development for several years. The crew consisted of 3 astronauts, Commander James McDivitt, Command Module Pilot David Scott, and Lunar Module Pilot Rusty Schweikart. During the mission, the astronauts spent 10 days in space, orbiting the Earth and conducting a series of tests and experiments. One of the main goals of the mission was to test the docking and separation procedures between the command and lunar modules. The astronauts successfully separated the 2 modules and then docked them back together multiple times. They also performed a spacewalk to test the suits and tools that would be used on the Moon. In the background of one of these photographs, a mysterious object in the shape of a black triangle can be seen. Interestingly, this isn't the first time that astronauts and military officials have reported seeing these aircrafts. Black triangles are a type of unidentified flying object that has been reported by witnesses across the world. These objects are characterized by their triangular shape and are often described as silent or nearly silent. Reports of black triangle sightings have been recorded since the 1561 celestial phenomenon over Nuremberg, but they gained more widespread attention in the 1980s and 1990s. One of the most famous reports of a black triangle occurred in 1983 in Belgium. Over the course of several months, numerous witnesses reported seeing a large, triangular-shaped object flying low over the countryside. The Belgian military eventually deployed F-16 fighter jets to intercept the object, but they were unable to catch it. The Belgian government conducted an investigation into the sightings, but was unable to explain what the witnesses had seen. Similar sightings have been reported in space by astronauts, detailing that these advanced-looking aircrafts were witnessed above the United States and the United Kingdom. In many cases, witnesses report that the black triangles they saw were larger than any known aircraft and capable of hovering silently in the sky. Theories about the origins of these black triangles range from experimental military aircraft to advanced visitation. Some researchers speculate that the craft could be part of a secret military project, such as the rumoured TR-3B, a supposed top-secret reconnaissance aircraft developed by the United States Air Force. Others suggest that the objects could be advanced spacecrafts, or some other form of advanced technology beyond our current understanding. Despite numerous reports and investigations, the true nature of black triangles remains a mystery. The lack of concrete evidence or a clear explanation for the sightings has led many to speculate about the possible origins of these mysterious objects. Some argue that the continued sightings of black triangles suggest that we are not alone in the universe and that other intelligent beings may be monitoring our planet. As of right now, believers have used photographs like this as evidence for these aircrafts existing. These black triangles remain a fascinating and perplexing phenomenon that continues to intrigue and captivate people across the world. A strange discovery on Mars. This photograph was just posted to social media, with people labeling it as either a feather or a leaf, and said that it was found on the surface of Mars. The strange object was spotted in a gigapan image of Mars. Gigapan Mars photos are high-resolution images of Mars captured by the Mars rover missions and processed using the gigapan imaging technique. These photos allow scientists and the general public to explore and study the surface of Mars in unprecedented detail. The gigapan technique involves taking multiple high-resolution images and stitching them together to create a single, seamless panoramic image. This process results in an image with extraordinary detail and clarity, allowing for a comprehensive study of the Martian landscape. One of the most significant benefits of gigapan Mars photos is their ability to provide a wealth of information about the geological history of Mars. By examining the images, scientists can identify and study the different rock formations, craters, and other geological features on the planet. This helps scientists understand the geological processes that shaped Mars and can provide insights into the planet's past and present. Gigapan Mars photos also offer unique opportunities to explore Mars in a way that was previously impossible. The images allow viewers to zoom in and examine features in great detail, such as the texture of rocks or the shapes of dunes. This provides an immersive and interactive experience for the public to explore Mars, as if they were there in person. Due to this photograph recently being shared online, not much information is known about it. But the user who submitted the image to a group that investigates Mars anomalies said that it either looks like a leaf or spikes protruding from the rock, further saying that it sticks out against the backdrop of Mars. As of right now, there's various people who believe that Mars is home to mysterious artifacts, pointing out that many of these objects don't look like natural formations. The strange object above the moon. In November 1969, NASA launched the Apollo 12 manned lunar mission, which proved to be successful by landing humans on the moon for the second time in history following Neil Armstrong's historic leap. Interestingly, a few years back, online researchers came across a strange discovery in the background of one of these images. The photo in question has been re-examined, and believers have said that they've spotted a mysterious object in the frame. The discovery of the alleged object in the archive photo has piqued the interest of many individuals who have been following developments in space. Despite the extensive investigations carried out by NASA at the time of the mission, there may be several unexplored aspects of the event that could hold clues as to what this object is. According to users who've spent countless hours looking over the photographs, a strange object in the shape of a disc was reportedly seen hovering over the horizon while at a tilted angle, much like the description provided by those who've allegedly encountered these aircrafts. Those who've seen the image have said that the astronauts who observed this object must have been astounded, since there isn't much to see on the moon apart from dust and rocks. The size of the object and the fact that it was hovering would have been a mesmerizing sight for the crew. According to online researchers, there is a very low possibility that the object in question is a glitch on the camera. In other words, they imply that the object is more likely to be real and not just an artifact. Not everyone agrees with this statement. The phenomenon of mysterious aircraft sightings has been a topic of great interest for decades. While many sightings occur on Earth, there have also been numerous sightings in space, including around the International Space Station and during space missions. These sightings have sparked debate and speculation about extraterrestrial life. The sightings of these mysterious objects in space have raised many questions and sparked debate about the possibility of extraterrestrial life and the existence of intelligent alien civilizations. While there are many possible explanations for these sightings, including space debris, optical illusions, and even secret military technology, the mystery of these objects in space continues to capture the imagination of people around the world. The strange Mars photo. This photograph was posted to a social media page that investigates Mars anomalies, with those who saw the image saying that it looks like a skeleton. Mars, also known as the Red Planet, has long been a topic of fascination for scientists and space enthusiasts alike. As a planet that is relatively close to Earth and has many similarities to our own, Mars has been the subject of numerous missions and studies over the years. Among the many things that have captured the interest of researchers are the various anomalies that have been observed on the surface of the planet. One of the most intriguing anomalies seen on Mars are the so-called bones that have been photographed across the planet. The pyramids of Mars, on the other hand, are a set of 3 large triangular structures that were first observed in 1976 by the Viking 1 orbiter. These structures are located near the Martian equator and have sparked a great deal of speculation about their origin and purpose. Some researchers have suggested that the pyramids are evidence of an ancient civilization on Mars that may have had connections to ancient Egypt on Earth, while others have argued that they are simply natural formations. Other anomalies observed on Mars include strange geometric shapes, unusual patterns in the Martian soil, and unexplained lights that have been observed on the planet's surface. Some of these anomalies may be the result of natural processes, such as wind erosion and mineral deposits, while others may be the result of human error or misinterpretation of data. Despite the many theories and speculations surrounding the anomalies on Mars, the scientific community generally agrees that further investigation is needed in order to fully understand their origins and significance. As of right now, more investigations are needed in order to get to the bottom of what these photographs depict. According to NASA, they have not found any conclusive evidence of advanced life. However, NASA has conducted many missions and projects that aim to search for signs of life beyond Earth. In addition, NASA has participated in numerous scientific studies and collaborations with international space agencies to search for signals from extraterrestrial civilizations, known as the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. While NASA has observed and recorded mysterious objects and many such phenomena over the years, they have said that they typically have plausible explanations, such as natural phenomena, aircraft, or satellites. NASA's Planetary Defense is a program designed to detect and mitigate potential threats from near-Earth objects, such as asteroids and comets, that could pose a risk of impact to our planet. However, every so often this defense system detects something unusual, and this is exactly what happened when it captured another sighting of an object that's become known as the Ezekiel wheel. This isn't the first time that the object has been spotted, and each time footage makes its way online, users share their opinion on what they think it is. This discovery was made by the Solar Terrestrial Relations Observatory camera, and it picked up on what some described as a large wheel traveling through our solar system. The discovery has been of particular interest, as over the last few years NASA has said they're interested in these mysterious aircrafts, saying that while NASA is not directly involved in investigating these sightings, it does collaborate with other agencies and organizations that are responsible for studying and analyzing such reports. For example, NASA works with the United States Air Force, which is responsible for investigating reports of unidentified objects in United States airspace. Those who've researched this object have said that it returns once or twice a year, but note that it could be more than this, as someone has to be actively looking at the footage in order to record it. Those who've seen the object soon gave it the name of the Ezekiel wheel, and this description comes from the Book of Ezekiel. The Book of Ezekiel is a book of the Hebrew Bible and the Old Testament of the Christian Bible. It's named after the prophet Ezekiel, who is believed to have authored the book. The Book of Ezekiel contains a series of prophetic visions and messages from God that were given to Ezekiel during his exile in Babylon in the 6th century BC. Ezekiel's wheel is a term used to refer to a vision described in the Book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, in which the prophet Ezekiel saw a complex, otherworldly arrangement of wheels, eyes, and wings in the sky. According to the description in the Bible, Ezekiel saw a whirlwind coming out of the north, with a great cloud and a fire flashing back and forth. In the center of the fire was what appeared to be 4 living creatures, each with 4 faces and 4 wings. The creatures had the appearance of a man, a lion, an ox, and an eagle. Each creature was also accompanied by a wheel that intersected with other wheels. The description of Ezekiel's vision has been interpreted in many different ways, with some scholars suggesting that it is a symbolic representation of God's throne or the angelic realm. Others have suggested that the vision may have been the result of a mystical experience or a hallucination. The term Ezekiel's wheel has also been used in popular culture to refer to mysterious aircraft sightings and other paranormal phenomena, as some people have interpreted the vision as evidence of extraterrestrial visitation or advanced technology. It's for this reason that many who believe in the unknown have said that the sighting is of particular importance, not only because we can see something physical, but because it's also in the shape of a well-detailed biblical account. Some people have interpreted certain passages in the Bible as references to mysterious aircrafts or encounters with advanced life. The pillar of fire and pillar of cloud that guided the Israelites during their exodus from Egypt in the book of Exodus chapter 13 has been interpreted by some as a description of a spacecraft. Although this mysterious object is interesting and keeps returning, NASA have said that they are well aware of the object and explain that it's nothing unusual. They said the following. Some people have noticed an odd shape, sort of a cross inside a circle, entering the field of view of the HI-2 telescope on stereo. This was around the 20th February 2020. Eventually there is a cone shape that appears next to it. You can see the feature in question in this movie moving from right to left, just below on the right side of the image. The answer lies on the exact opposite side of the image. At the same time as this strange-looking feature starts being visible, the very bright planet Venus enters the field of view from the left. Notice that Venus and the feature stay in step almost exactly opposite each other across the middle of the detector. This is not a coincidence. The strange-looking geometrical object is actually an internal reflection of the planet Venus within the telescope optics. End quote.
Scientists detect the ghostly signal that reveals the engine of the universe. When we make a discovery that inches us a little closer to being able to confirm a theory, it's thrilling. But when we uncover something monumental, it is truly revolutionary to the field, to our history, and to our futures. Physics is a discipline that truly captures our understanding of the world. To advance our understanding of physics is to advance our understanding of everything we are surrounded by. In November of 2020, an article was published to the scientific journal Nature, in which scientists detailed their research, where they detected for the first time neutrinos that can be traced back to carbon-nitrogen-oxygen fusion. Carbon-nitrogen-oxygen fusion, otherwise known as the CNO cycle, is a process that occurs inside the Sun. Whilst to those of us who do not know all too much about physics, this particle is a truly iconic moment that will not be forgotten anytime soon. This finding can confirm theories and predictions we have been guessing at since the 1930s. Gioacchino Ranucci, a researcher at the Italian National Institute for Nuclear Physics, said it's really a breakthrough for solar and stellar physics. He has been one of the researchers tackling this project since it first began in 1990. Scientists were able to use the Borexino detector at the IFN's Gran Sasso Particle Physics Laboratory located in central Italy. This is an incredibly sensitive piece of equipment. It is the largest underground research centre in the world and sits below the Apennine Mountains. The quest to hunt down this particle is the Borexino project, and uncovering the neutrino we have been looking for concludes decades of predictions and research. It has revealed to us the main nuclear reaction that most stars use to fuse hydrogen into helium. Most stars, including our very own Sun, emit massive amounts of energy by fusing hydrogen into helium. This is essentially a way to burn hydrogen. It is worth bearing in mind that hydrogen is the simplest and most abundant element in our universe, making it the main fuel source. For the Sun particularly, 99% of its energy comes from what is known as proton-proton fusion. This produces beryllium, lithium, and boron before they are broken down into helium. It's not always this clear and straightforward. Our Sun is not very big, at least not in comparison to some of the other stars in the universe. It's worth noting that typically the larger the star, the hotter it is. These are therefore powered mostly by CNO fusion. CNO fusion keeps an endless loop between carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen, as to which atomic nuclei facilitates the fuse of hydrogen into helium. By our calculations, the CNO cycle is the primary type of fusion in the universe. Unfortunately for us, in the star closest to us, the Sun, this accounts for only 1% of its energy. The boric CNO detector searches for neutrinos that are produced in the nuclear fusion process at the Sun's core. This is a difficult process due to how hard it is to detect neutrinos. Using neutrinos to study distant nuclear reactions is a preferable and ideal approach, since neutrinos have very limited interactions, barely interacting with anything at all. To put into context how difficult it is to detect these elusive particles, trillions of neutrinos pass through the boric CNO detector with each passing second, though only a few dozen are detected within an entire day. This is done by looking for small, faint flashes of light produced as they decay in a dark 300-ton tank of water. Having poured decades of research into this, it was not until the last 5 years that big strides were taken, as the detector was made even more sensitive. This was done by blocking external sources of radioactivity. This makes the chamber of the boric CNO detector the most radiation-free place on Earth. From this research, we can see the first ever piece of evidence confirming that the long hypothesized CNO cycle is taking place in the Sun and other stars. This can push us to uncover more about how the cores of our stars are composed, as well as a bit more behind the formation process of heavy stars. This one tiny type of particle that has been discovered has had a major, momentous impact upon the world of physics as we know it. Saturn radio signal puzzles astronomers. Astronomers are feeling a little baffled by the signals they are getting from Saturn. No, this is not angsty dating we are talking about, it's inconsistent radio signals. The northern and southern hemispheres of Saturn are sending natural radio wave signals that differ from one another. Not only that, but over time, Saturn's radio signals, which are regulated by the planet's rotation, change quite dramatically as time passes. This is possibly synchronized with the seasons of Saturn. Fellow gas giant Jupiter gave scientists the false confidence that they understood the radio wave patterns of other gas giants. Saturn is definitely proving them wrong because its radio wave signals are so different. Saturn kilometric radiation, or SKR, are the natural radio waves emitted by Saturn. They cannot be heard by the human ear, but when converted to the audio range we can hear, they sound like short bursts of a spinning air raid siren. But this noise varies with each rotation of the planet. Jupiter's steady radio wave pattern gave scientists the opportunity to measure its rotation rate. Saturn, on the other hand, is acting like an unpredictable toddler when it comes to handing over data that will allow its rotation rate to be measured. Other spacecraft, such as NASA's European Space Agency Ulysses probe and Cassini, collected data that found the radio burst varied by seconds to minutes. In fact, Cassini, which stayed in Saturn's orbit from 2008 to 2017, observed that the radio emissions were in fact a duet and not solo emissions. But the two players in the duet are out of sync. The North Pole radio emissions have a repeat pattern of 10.6 hours, while the radio waves emitted from the South Pole repeat every 10.8 hours. However, even these times are not consistent, and it was shown that over time, Saturn's southern time period made a steady decrease while the northern time increased. Last March, the two came together at approximately 10.67 hours. Since the time of convergence, the southern SKR emissions have continued to decrease, and the northern ones have carried on increasing.
So, what do you make of this interesting object that was captured by NASA, along with the other discoveries we've covered? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.